Welcome back, friends. Today we're cooking something that looks almost prehistoric. Whole boiled chickens finished right over hot stones. My grandmother always said a chicken tastes different when it's cooked with stories around it. And honestly, she was right.
여기서 저희는 준비해도 되기 오빠 야채도 이렇게 넣어.
If you're feeling the warmth of this little family moment, make sure to subscribe. There are so many more stories waiting around the fire. Whole-boiled chickens finished right over hot stones might look simple, but this method goes back centuries. It started as a traveler's trick. People would boil their chicken first, so it stayed juicy, then finish it over the fire for that smoky crust. It was practical, fast, and surprisingly elegant for a dish born on the road. In old mountain villages, families often cooked chickens this way during long gatherings. They'd heat river stones in the fire, lay the chicken on top, and let the warmth do its magic. Kids collected the stones, adults told stories. It was a communal ritual disguised as dinner. You'd be surprised, but medieval soldiers used a similar method. They boiled their chicken for safety, then placed it on scorching stones to finish it. Stones were easier to control than flames, and the technique kept them fed through rain, snow, and sleepless nights. While I go collect stones for cooking, here's a tip. Always choose smooth, dense stones. They hold heat evenly and won't crack or explode when the fire touches them. Rough or porous stones may trap air pockets, which can make a dangerous pop. And nobody wants hot rock flying across the yard. Another trick is to pick stones that are similar in size. That way, the chicken rests evenly, and you don't end up with one side overcooked while the other barely warms. It's like building a little stove. Balance is everything. If you're near a river or stream, round river stones are perfect. They've already been tempered by water for years, so they handle heat gently. Just make sure they're dry before putting them on fire, otherwise you get steam explosions.
어찌야?
Getting back to the chickens. In rural families, this dish was a celebration meal. They'd boil the chicken to make a rich soup for the elders, then char the meat for the younger ones who loved a bit of smoke. One bird, 2 meals, no waste. I once heard a story about a shepherd family in Turkey who cooked chickens this way at weddings. The groom would start the fire, and if the coals burned evenly, people said it meant he'd be a patient husband. If the flames shot too high, well, they joked that his temper would too. In some parts of Georgia, grandmothers still boil the chicken with bay leaves and garlic, then lower it onto the coals while telling stories from their childhood. They say smoke stores memory, and that every burn mark holds a family secret. There's a legend that sailors used this method on ships, boiling chickens in huge pots, then finishing them over barrels filled with glowing charcoal. The entire deck would smell like home, even when they were months away from land. In small European villages, families used to cook this dish on Sundays because it allowed everyone to gather outside. While the chicken simmered, neighbors dropped by, shared news, and tasted the broth. It wasn't planned. It just turned into a weekly ritual. In some Slavic families, this dish was made to welcome travelers. A chicken boiled in broth was considered a warm gesture, but finishing it on the coals added hospitality, a sign that guests were worth the extra time. My uncle used to say that this dish is like people. You soften the inside with warmth, and then life gives you a little fire for character. Funny how much wisdom you can find around a grill. Now I'm carefully arranging the hot stones in the pan, making sure they sit evenly so the chicken cooks consistently. I drizzle a little oil over them, not just for flavor, but to help the chicken slide smoothly, prevent sticking, and give those stones a subtle golden glow that locks in the heat and aroma. Here we are tying the chickens by the tail with a simple strip of cloth. It keeps the legs tucked in so the meat cooks evenly and prevents the wings from burning. It's a small trick, but it makes a huge difference when you're cooking over hot stones. As we gently lay each chicken onto the prepared stones in the pan, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You'll get more behind-the-scenes tips, family stories, and little secrets that make rustic cooking feel magical. Now it's time to take a little break and enjoy some tea with eclairs. There's something comforting about that warm cup in your hands while the sweet pastry melts gently. It's like a tiny pause in the middle of the cooking ritual. We're curious. What do you usually pair with your tea? Do you go for something sweet like this, or maybe something salty? Let us know in the comments while we savor this little treat. While my wife chops fresh vegetables for the salad, it's a perfect moment to think about how meat and salads became such a natural pairing. In medieval Europe, people often served meats with fresh herbs and greens to balance heavy, fatty dishes. The idea travelled from France, where royal kitchens in the 16th century started adding dressed greens to roasted meats. The chefs noticed that a little acidity from vinegar or lemon helped cut through the richness of the meat. It became a subtle art of balance on the plate. In England, King Henry VIII's banquets often featured elaborate salads alongside roasted fowl. The greens were sometimes sprinkled with flowers, and the meat was carved tableside. Guests weren't just eating, they were witnessing culinary theatre. Italians took it further, combining cured meats with fresh lettuces and tomatoes as early as the Renaissance. It was partly practical. The salad refreshed the palate, making even preserved or salted meats feel lighter and more enjoyable. Even in Japanese cuisine, the pairing of grilled meats with fresh vegetables has ancient roots. Samurai and nobility enjoyed lightly dressed greens alongside grilled fish or chicken, appreciating the harmony of flavors and health benefits. Even today, chefs pay homage to these traditions. A roasted chicken with a crisp, lightly dressed salad is more than a meal. It's a nod to centuries of experimentation, royal tables, and the simple desire to balance flavors and textures. And here they are. Our chickens are finally ready. The aroma from the hot stones fills the air, a mix of savory, smoky, and homey notes that instantly makes you feel like you're back in your grandmother's yard, watching the flames dance. Carefully, we lift each chicken from the stones, feeling the warmth radiate through the pan. You can see the golden skin, slightly crisped, and know that every moment of patience by the fire was worth it. This is the reward of slow, mindful cooking. Now it's finally time to taste. The first bite is a little ceremony. Tender meat, infused with subtle, smoky notes, paired with the salad we prepared together. It's more than dinner, it's a shared story, a connection to tradition, and a little celebration of patience. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to follow along with more stories, cooking adventures, and little secrets from our family kitchen. Each meal tells a story, and we want to share it with you. Here, in a faraway village, we're always happy for you to join the amazing world of majestic nature, culture, and food. Relax, take a sip of your favorite drink and enjoy. Today we're going to cook world's famous samsa from Uzbekistan. This is a kind of the juicy and aromatic little pie of triangle form that is very traditional for Central Asian cuisine. The dough is quite easy to make. It's not only about the taste and cooking speed. Samsa was invented when people didn't have enough dishes to cook the meat. First, samsa were in a form of a little pot, like serving one. The dough must be rolled very well, and then we need to brush it with homemade melted butter. This is the secret of famous crispiness. Now we roll every layer together. Just trust the process. It all has its sense. Traditional cooking is about patience and long, interesting steps. If you really enjoy cooking, you feel meditative and happy while making something. And for comfortable cooking where nothing distracts you, we made a full collection of professional high-quality knives. Check out the store to get. For this challenge to be done perfect, we need to follow two main points of Samsa: crispiness and juiciness. We've already cared about first. For juicy filling, we need not only good lamb, but some lamb's fat too. Meanwhile, break is not what we will cancel. Berry's tea will be great for it. Full of vitamins, it'll give a good mood. If you prefer tea to relax, use herbs, mint, chamomile, or something extra. Tea leaves are used for energy. There is one more ingredient to make filling juicy and delicious: a lot of onion. It's one of the main ingredients, not just an addition, but no worries. While baking, it becomes a bit sweet. That is a great combo to meet. Sometimes village life is hard, but when you can stop for a few minutes to look around, sip a hot drink with homemade treats, you realize you're the happiest person ever. Mountain views, fresh air, and beloved person. Fantastic. For our dear viewers who adore rustic cooking and life, we have Instagram account. Follow us to watch more interesting. From the dough, it's needed to make little circles. Look how soft is it. It's a good thing. Now watch careful. It's a way how to make Samsa triangle. From the form of a pot, it became a little pie. Probably it's because of eating and transporting. It's easier to carry, and you can eat it without cutlery. The most known country of Samsa is Uzbekistan, but it's famous in Azerbaijan, so we also knew this dish from the childhood. Nowadays, you can find Samsa points in every post-Soviet country. Sesame is a must-have decoration. It's a tradition. For Oriental cuisines, it's a regular thing to add to anything. Especially good are sweets made of this seeds and tahini, sesame paste. Yes, it looks great. Traditional samsa is cooked in a tandoor, special underground oven, but today we used a regular firewood one. But anyway, it looks and smells very delicious, so it can be forgiven. What a meal without fresh veggies, isn't it? But today it's not a regular salad. We're going to make a wonderful, refreshing drink of yogurt that is very typical for Turkic folks' cuisines and goes great with this dish. You can hear that crisp, it's wonderful. And the taste is too juicy with a lot of meat and onion sweetness, the perfect samsa for our rustic lunch among the mountains. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. Thanks for watching and see you soon.